Welcome. I'm just here in my garden at my home, and couldn't be a nicer day. Do not know the temperature, probably around 70 here, but really nice out. And yeah, just a bit chilly this morning, kind of cloudy, raining last night, but this morning just clouds went away, and it's still partly cloudy, but it's just really beautiful out. So yeah, really nice out. And yeah, I have my bearded dragon here, by the way. Just wanted to show you guys him. But yeah, feel free to join in. I'd love to see you guys here. Put my bearded dragon here. Anyways, yeah, all is well here. The garden is doing well. My palms, that my Fortunae that I probably should have protected this past winter are, this one looks not that bad except for the spear, which, or at least the new frond, which was like opening, and then it looks kind of bad now. The leaves actually look good, including this one, which has a snapped stem. But you know what? I think they'll make it. I don't know. We're gonna have to see for this one. I didn't really put too much investment into this palm, but I will, especially with my new palms, like my take heel. I'm definitely gonna have to probably invest in some sort of minor protection, just because they are hardy. But they, you know, I don't want to lose it. So, anyways, yeah, I was pulling out all this grass. You can see there's still a bunch here, but I pulled it all out. It used to be growing in this, before it was mulched over, used to be growing in this entire area. Camel likes Coke, welcome. Hey, thanks for joining in here at my home. Actually, I didn't go anywhere today for the live stream, just decided to do it here, and then maybe I'll take a walk around, show you guys some other exotic plants, but just wanted to show you guys my garden live. And yeah, so what I was explaining, I was just, I redid this entire area. You can see all this mulch here, just recently put in, and they had this like this just grass just covering here, this long grass. So I ripped that all out, put in my new palms, obviously, and yeah, it took a lot of time to actually get all that grass out, but I'm really glad I did it. You can see the figs here. These are deciduous figs, common fig. Doing well here. So the figs just starting to get their leaves on them, and I have another much larger one here. By the way, this is my bearded dragon. Scruffy, this is my bearded dragon. Yeah, his name is Scruffy. Anyways, yeah, my other fig here, you can see it really suffered a few winters ago, took a hit, but you can see, look just how much fruit is on it. It's got barely any fruit the past couple of winters. So it looks like there's gonna be a nice bounty. Look, pretty much every one of those, at the end of every one of those stems, every one of those branches, they have some fruit on them. So that's a good sign. The fruit's really tasty, so in my opinion. South Dara, welcome. Thanks for joining in. Southwest Ireland rainforest. Yes, thanks for joining in from Ireland. It's I bet the weather's nice there. How's the weather where you guys are? Camel, how's the weather? Nice. Thanks, Camel. Yeah, I'm really I'm pleased to see how it's turned out, and I'm gonna have to dig up. See, since I've removed all this grass, more of it's sprouted back up. But I'm gonna have to remove all. See, when you tear it up, it just don't get the roots out. So I need to dig some of it out. But yeah, got most of it out. So light work from here on out. My Musavel. Wow, that's awesome. Is that right? I have no idea. What's the hardiness of those? They should be hardy in your area, right? Or are they? Because I've seen them here, but they're mostly used as like annual plants, like people plant, you know, occasionally you'll see people plant Adenidia Morelia, you know, Christmas palms, although that's very rare. It's more of an Ocean City thing, which I really detest, when they plant palms that are just die every winter just for attraction, when they could actually plant hardy palms that would survive, or at least have a higher chance of survival. I really hate that. So sometimes people plant you know, less hardy bananas, but I don't know the hardiness of Valentina. How hardy is it? Nice Trichycarpus. You have awesome, Dara. 20 Celsius. That's warm. That's good weather. It's I think it's around 70 right now. I didn't check the weather. I should have checked the weather, but nice and warm out. Like I said, it was raining last night, cloudy this morning, very cloudy, and you can see it's like partially cloudy now, but yeah, pretty good weather. You can see this holly tree here. I don't know the exact species, but these are actually two different species of holly, I'm pretty sure. I think this is American holly here, and then I'm not sure actually, because you can see this one's lighter green and definitely different textured bark, but you can see it gets these like knots here, and you can actually pull them off if you really try. But there used to be a zip line here. That's what these are, these indentations, because the tree grew around it. But yeah, nice holly with berries on it. Everything, yeah. Provide some nice shade here on the side. And then these are my favorite native tree of the DC area, the eastern hemlock, because if you don't know about DC is an eastern deciduous forest biome ecosystem, and evergreens are pretty rare trees here. There are a lot of evergreen shrubs that you'll find in the understory, like holly. American holly is native here, and it grows pretty widely distributed. But trees like hemlocks and pines tend to grow in tight stands along creeks, along streams, not usually like on just you know, in the middle of the forest, sometimes on hillsides. But they are here. A lot of them have been killed by the hemlock woolly adelgid, which is this pest insect that lays its eggs on the underside of the leaves, and they appear as like white, like almost like furry dots, white dots. And they've been killing lots of native hemlocks across the eastern U.S. You can see like Great Smoky Mountains National Park on the North Carolina-Tennessee border has a big coniferous forest there of hemlocks. A lot of them have been dying. And the ones in Pennsylvania, thankfully, that it's a state tree of Pennsylvania, despite Pennsylvania having a pretty deciduous forest, and hemlocks not being that prevalent. But apparently it's the sixth most common tree in Pennsylvania, which is actually surprising to me, because there are tons of native trees in Pennsylvania. Anyways, my favorite native tree to the DC area, and to the I don't know. I mean, the loblolly pine's native to Maryland, so I don't know about and then it's also native to the DC area, sort of. But if you're including just the immediate DC area, then I would say, yeah, love hemlocks. Anyways, gonna read through your guys' comments. Awesome, Camel. Yeah, figs are great. And you know, if you the fig family, or excuse me, the fig genus. I don't know. I shouldn't have said family. The fig genus, is it ficus, or yeah, ficus, includes hundreds of species, and it also includes, you know, banyans and all those gorgeous trees that are native to the tropics, and you can see them in LA, and they're also native, yeah, so subtropics and tropics. I love banyans. They're actually figs in the fig genus. So fig genus is incredible. One of my favorite, along with eucalyptus, one of my favorite tree genuses. Sorry, zone 8, but it's, yeah, exactly. And a lot of people take that to mean that, you know, people, they see bananas or they plant them their first winter, they'll think, oh my gosh, it died. It's a banana. It can't survive here. But yeah, exactly. Bananas, they're almost like deciduous in that way, that they die back. But yeah, I mean, I love bananas. I don't have any musabaju, I'm sad to say. There are 2 musabaju just on my street, and my street is tiny. So, I mean, and again, that's nothing unusual here. That just shows how common they are here. I don't know what the actual listed hardiness of musabaju is. I don't really know much about cultivating them because I haven't grown any, but I do know they're hardy here, and obviously they die back every winter, unless you like wrap them up. But yeah, a little breezy right now. Weather has been really nice, really cold. Oh, really? Yeah, 75 exactly. Is it you and I think Tennessee Palms, like once you get down to the south, you guys get real heat blasts that we don't get here. We do get hot in the summer, and it gets very humid here. How humid is it where you are, Dara, by the way? Do you have humidity? And I mean, I know it's humid, but I don't know compared to DC with how humid it is. Because even up to like Montreal and southern Canada, which are very cold places in winter, it gets extremely hot and humid in the summer. So, and then obviously you get down to Florida and the Gulf Coast, it just gets worse. And then summer, it's almost unbearable. But I love it down there. I was running in the heat today. Wow, 16 kilometers. Jeez, that's crazy. I used to do cross country. In fact, I did it this year, and our races are just 5 kilometers. So 16 kilometers. That's like, what is that? Like, that's like 10 miles. That's crazy. That is awesome, Dara. That's I'm impressed with that. I'm impressed with you. I don't know. I'm not as much of a. I like running, but for me, like you know, I do it because it's exercise, not because it's not because I enjoy it so much, but I still do it. I do cross country. I used to do track, and yeah, I mean, it's great exercise. And it also depends where, you know, if I'm in a warm place like Florida or somewhere really nice and there's palms everywhere. I went for a run in St. George, Utah, by the way. I was there in 6th grade. I went for a run with my cross country instructor, who was also my teacher, who led the trip. That was awesome, by the way. It was like 5,000 foot altitude. And you know, it was very high altitude, so you could really feel it. It was, I think, a 3-mile run, so like 5K, and it was I remember even back then, I mean, I always loved palms. I just didn't really know anything about them in 6th grade. And so we took a school trip to Utah. Flew into Vegas, out of Vegas, through like northern Arizona, not to the Grand Canyon, but went to Zion and Bryce Canyon National Park. And we stayed in St. George, Utah for 2 nights, and then 2 nights outside of, and then the rest of the trip we stayed outside of Zion National Park. Anyways, I remember back then seeing all the palms in Vegas. We just drove through Vegas, we didn't stay there. And then in St. George, I remember seeing all the Washingtonia foliifera going up like this. I still know what the street is. We stayed at the Ramada Inn, going up, and we drove up this like windy street up into the hills that overlook St. George, and there were lots and lots of palms there. In front of our hotel, there were palms. There are lots and lots of palms in St. George. Even more than Virginia Beach. I know that's a weird comparison, but when you're talking about how common they are, just palms generally, I mean, there are tons of them, mostly foliifera, lots of Camerops, some actually big Robusta. Those are somewhat marginal there, and St. George is subject to some cold blasts. Sometimes it can get really cold there in winter, but lots of palms. Highly recommend St. George if you're a palm lover, because it's sort of like in the very southwest corner of Utah. And Utah has large swaths of the state. I think palms could grow, like Nanorops, I think would do great there. It's just very rare. And Camerops, both of those species, Nanorops, Richiana, I think that's how it's pronounced, and Camerops humilis would do well, like way up into central and maybe even up to the Colorado border, central Utah. But palms are really only grown in the southeast corner because, there's just not much population in the central part. So not as many palm lovers and palm growers. But yeah, St. George is awesome. So it's like this little corner of Utah where palms are, and then the rest of the state doesn't really have many palms, but St. George is incredible. Very southwestern landscape, of course, and very much sort of like LA in terms of, I've been to Salt Lake City. It's not really as much like Salt Lake City. I would say it's more like LA, but I don't know. It's a weird comparison, but the architecture and everything in the palms. Anyway, sorry, I should read your comments. I'm not sure if it would ever fruit perfectly, because I think frost would start when the fruit is developed. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you're what are you, zone 8? Are you 8B or 8A? Because, yeah, I mean, especially zone 8, as you get, towards the colder area, because I'm sure it's native to like a zone 9B or something like that. Because usually plants tend to be native to, warmer zones than they're actually hardy to. Even tropical palms tend to, So anyways, yeah, I'm sure in a place like that, you're right, maybe it won't fruit. Hello from Poland. I have 3 Trachycarpus and Camerops humilis. Adam Sobal, welcome on the live stream. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, Poland is, I know there's some palms there, but that's some hardy palm growing. That's awesome. I think you clearly know what you're doing, because Camerops and Trachycarpus those are 2 species I'd recommend. If you're looking for all other hardy palm species, here I have my Sago Minor. This is a dwarf palmetto, and that's a great palm, but it's native to the southeastern U.S. and it's common in the United States. I'm not sure, you really don't see Sago Minor, and the other palm I'd recommend is needle palm. Both of those palms you won't really see as much in Poland, and they're definitely not going to be for sale in any big stores, so you're really going to have to get a special nursery for them. But here is my needle palm. These are hardier than Trachycarpus and Camerops, but yeah, since you mentioned Camerops, here is my Camerops humilis, which this leaf is sort of falling apart. The crown, it's got a bit of rot in there. I need to, I've been treating it with some peroxide, but yeah, it's doing okay. It's got another trunk's doing well. You see there's a new trunk emerging off the side there. That's why I love Camerops humilis. They're multi-trunking suckering palms. Very humid. It was hot today. It felt like wow, that's awesome. That's how it felt as soon as I got to Virginia Beach. The weather felt completely different than DC. It felt very tropical, honestly. It felt like when I landed in Florida. I haven't been to Florida in a while. My step-grandma lives there. So, when I went to visit her, I remember just getting out of the airport and it was so humid, but it feels awesome. I mean, because it was in like Christmas time, so the humidity just feels awesome then. And it's like the perfect, weather, and then you go to the beach and, yeah, anyways, I felt like that when I went to Virginia Beach. It's really humid, but I didn't go to the beach there. I do running as a sport. I have, 4 half marathons. That's crazy. That is crazy. The longest I've run, I think, is like an 8K or something. Nothing too impressive, but yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I applaud that. I don't know if I have the strength to do a half marathon or marathon. I think I would get pretty tired, because but I am more of a long distance guy. I'm pretty bad at sprinting. I'm better at long distance. That's impressive, Dara. I applaud you for that. I'll be doing a video of my agave americana this week. Awesome. Wow. Yeah, that's such a great plant for your climate. And I know that Tresco Abbey Gardens, which certainly is a milder climate than you, but similar in the this far south of England, southwest in Cornwall, there's a huge agave americana, like 7 feet tall, something like that. Someone once said on Palm Talk, they put a picture and said it was possibly the biggest. They thought it was the biggest one in Europe. I don't think that's true, because there are bigger ones, the Mediterranean, they've naturalized everywhere. So saying the biggest one in Europe, I don't think so. But it certainly could be the biggest, and I think maybe the biggest in England. So yeah, perfect for your climate. I saw some big ones in Virginia Beach, which is certainly, I would say, obviously, colder in the winter than where you are. So that's awesome, Dara. That's awesome. Yeah, I want to see a video of that. I saw your video on the trackie, by the way, Dara. I commented on it, and that's awesome. It's a beautiful palm, and like you said, yeah, it's the perfect palm for the Irish climate, and yeah, they just do so well there. Better than Virginia Beach. I think it's better because of the oceanic influences, and you're less subject to like the cold blast that Virginia Beach may get. And anyways, I think Ireland is a pretty ideal climate, especially in like the hilly areas. That's just awesome. So yeah, I'm glad you got some of those. Yeah, I want to see a video of that agave americana. Zone 8A, awesome. Yeah, that's the same as Virginia Beach. So that is, yeah, that makes sense because it's further south, but further inland. So yeah, you're right near Charlotte. So lots of big palmettos there, and obviously trackies, pindos. I remember seeing some trackies, several of them growing like 15-foot trackies. I remember seeing there was like 10 of them at a car dealership north of Charlotte, and then 10 of them at a hotel. I was just merely driving through on the highway on the way to Columbia. I remember seeing them, and that was awesome. Love all the palms there. 2 trees I can't find are Fajoya and Pomegranates. Is that Fajoya? Both hardy here, but I can't find any trees. Yeah, there's pomegranates here. There's a big one, actually. I've eaten pomegranates from a pomegranate growing in Bartholdi Park, which is this park that I remember last weekend I went there. The park with the big sable miner that's naturalizing right next to the Capitol in DC. But there's a pomegranate there, and I remember when I took a field trip to Smith Island in 8th grade. That's this island in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland, middle of nowhere, and they were growing pomegranates there. There were like lots of pomegranate trees with pomegranates on them. It was so weird because it's like to see them just growing there in the middle of this like swampy island. It's a very I think it could be included as a subtropical climate even. It's a very mild. It's right near Crisfield, which is, I would love to see a palmetto tried there. I bet it would do well. And this is right in the middle of the bay, so you need a sheltered spot. Definitely very exposed. Very few areas with tree canopy. There were a few tight areas where you have this a lot in the Chesapeake Bay. Even near us, you have these loblolly pine stands. But besides those pine stands, it's just all swamp and marsh. And we did this thing called marsh mucking, which is where you go in the marsh. And there's this thing called like the Marsh Olympics. And there's this pit of mud called Mother Muck, and yeah, that was fun. That was really awesome because you take a step and it looks like it's just an inch down, but it's like 6 feet, so your entire body falls in. And yeah, it was awesome. Smith Island's cool, but pretty remote. It's like 8 miles from the shoreline, and yeah, I mean, you gotta take like a ferry, not a ferry even. We took a small boat that a local owned out there. I don't think there's any ferries that go there, so pretty awesome. And there's great crabs out there. And Smith Island cake, the state dessert of Maryland. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of talking. I need to read your guys' comments. Very good, awesome. I invite you on my FB. Awesome, yeah, I'm not on Facebook unfortunately, but I'm gonna create an account soon. So thank you. My bearded dragon looks like he's eating some dirt, by the way. I don't know why he's eating dirt. This is my bearded dragon, Scruffy, by the way. Bring him outside on warm days. Very cold sensitive, like a coconut. He can't take below like 70, so less cold sensitive than a coconut. Looked like he just ate some dirt, so no, I don't know why he's eating dirt. But anyways, yeah, that's my bearded dragon. Pretty awesome creatures, native to Australia. So yeah, awesome. Just like palms, they need warm weather. So yeah, thank you, Adam. Sorry about that. Yeah, I need to create a Facebook account. I'm like the odd one out who doesn't have a Facebook account yet, but I'm gonna create one. I want to, because there's just so many great palm groups on Facebook, and every palm person's talking about Facebook because there's so many great palm groups, and I've seen like all the posts there, and it's a great community there. I'm on Palm Talk, by the way. Adam Sobol, if you're not on Palm Talk, I would recommend joining that. Any palm lover, should I should at least consider joining Palm Talk. A lot of people have. I know Camel, you are. And so yeah, Palm Talk's great. Sort of like Facebook Palm groups, but it's like an international forum. So mostly U.S. members, but a lot of international people too from all around the world. So it's really awesome. But yeah, we cut down all our pine trees, so I'll be busy planting palms. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, see here, pine trees are like revered. I hate to see them cut down, at least in the natural places, because I'm tired of all the deciduous trees. But if you can plant palms, that's awesome. I can't wait to see. You should make a video on that, Camel. I want to see that. You should make some palm videos, because you have palms everywhere you are. Where you are, you're lucky. So I mean, people would love to see that. Trust me. You get a lot of subscribers just from making some palm videos. I want to see the palms where you are, because that's awesome. Caleb Lewis, welcome. Awesome to see you on here. Thanks for joining. I'm just here in my garden. I'm gonna take a quick walk around. And it's my bearded dragon, by the way. I'll put him on my shoulder. All right. Tomorrow soon. Hystrix, awesome. That's awesome, Adam. You're talking about Rhipidophyllum hystrix, the needle palm? That is awesome, because they're very rare in Poland, very rare anywhere in Europe. So I don't know, well, where'd you get it? You must have gotten it at a specialized nursery or online, because they're very rare to find. You almost never see them in stores in Europe. Oh, look, here's one of my Eastern prickly pear. Kind of sad, people just buried it. My next door neighbor has like these mulch people that come and they put mulch here because this is like the border of the property. Anyways, this is native Eastern hemlock. Beautiful trees. I like them a lot. I mean, a lot of people, if I was lived in the South where, you got pines and all sorts of conifers and palms, I wouldn't be thinking twice about them. But here where we cherish our evergreens, I think they're nice. I'd still like them if I were in the South. And anyways, this is my Spanish moss, if you guys know this, staple of the Southern U.S. And look at this. Look at this robin. I actually went up there yesterday. There were eggs in the nest. I went up there and I took some Spanish moss because the Spanish moss was just draping. They used all the Spanish moss in the construction. You could still see some on the nest. All that Spanish moss that was on the tree. They stole it all, the robin. Anyways, yeah. That's the problem is the birds use the Spanish moss for nesting because it just hangs there. It's so easy to take. Yes, Dara. Yes, you're on Palm Talk, of course. Yeah, I've seen your post before. Right, all right, here we go. Here's my camera ops, guys. Camera ops, Cumulus Mediterranean fan palm. Great palm. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little protection in winter. And then here's my needle palm, Rhipidophyllum hystrix. Dara, do you have one of these? Do you have a needle palm? Because I'd recommend them. Like trackies, they're humidity loving palms. So, and again, these two palms, this is a little Sago Minor here, just tucked away here, both shade loving. So you can see this is a partially sunny, mostly shaded spot under the hemlocks. So again, an ideal site for them. That's why I put them in the shade, because some palms are shade loving, like the one at the Arboretum, which is over 50 years old and over 10 feet tall and like 12 feet wide. That's pretty much full shade under a lot of conifers that provide year-round shade, but it's slow growing, obviously. Yes, this is zone 7A, DC area 7A/7B. I'm Montgomery County, Maryland, just north of Washington, DC. So this is a zone 7A. But yeah. So that's why I got my trackies, got my Sago Minor and needle palms. And obviously I got my camera ops as well. So, yep. And very trachycarpus species. Swamp state, right. Yep, Camel, definitely. Absolutely. It's a great state. Really want to try Indian tall coconut. Yeah, I think it would survive most of the year. Those are the hardiest ones, right? Indian tall, supposedly the hardiest coconut variety. Or, yeah, I would love to see that. I wonder how hard it would be to actually protect a coconut, if you could actually protect it in some way that would get it through the winter, because they're very cold sensitive, obviously. But the thing that we have here is humidity, and that's what California lacks. And there are coconuts in Southern California, but we have humidity, so that's the advantage. But the cold rain in the winter obviously would kill it, cold temperatures. So I wonder if you could protect it in some way, if you keep it in a pot. Really? Is that right, Dara? That's crazy. 1,000 euros. Wow. Yeah, that's what kind of pine trees are there? Are they? Because I know there's native pine trees there. Can't wait to see the palms. Keep us updated. Everyone you should check out Darrow's channel, Darrow O'Connell. It's his channel, Southwest Ireland Rainforest. He grows hardy palms and exotic plants in Southwest Ireland, as the name implies. Very nice and mild climate where Trachycarpus palms do great. He has Canary Island date palm and tree ferns and all sorts of other awesome sables and other palms. So yeah, here's my Wagnerianus. This is Fortunae, Trachycarpus wagnerianus, sort of immature, very light green fronds. These three I got from Pungo Palm's nursery, as well as the needle palm and sable minor in the front. This actually just came out of winter here, completely unprotected in the DC area. Looking a bit fried. The frond, this new leaf isn't looking too great, but the other leaves look pretty nice. You know, all things considered. No, oh, Dara, yeah, you should get a needle palm. I know they're very rare to find where you are, but there's certainly some online. I saw one for like 200 bucks online. I almost bought it, and in fact, I really should have, except I got my needle palm from Pungo Palms, because they're incredibly rare even here in the US, where they're native. Incredibly rare to find in stores, and it was like a 5-foot needle palm. It was a huge, like, bush of a needle palm. It was awesome. 200 bucks or something, really cheap for a needle palm of that size. Even a smaller one. Camel SC palms. You posted a picture. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm not on Instagram either, but I would love to see that. You should make a video of it. I would love to see that. No, can't protect a coconut. I tried protecting one. Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you wrapped it, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be hard because they're very cold sensitive palms. What I was wondering if it's something I love to try, and people say it's impossible. It's growing a Cyrostachys renda. No, I think it's Cyrostachys renda in California, because those are supposedly some people say they're the least cold tolerant palm in the entire world. But I don't know. I want to try one. If I move to California, as I hope to do one day, Southern California, and maybe protect it, because they're hardy down to like 40, which may sound cold hardy for a palm, but it's really incredibly not cold hardy. If that's the absolute coldest they can endure, where it does get down below 40 sometimes in Southern California, that's the absolute coldest they can endure, and it's only for a brief period of time. That's really not cold hardy. They need humidity, and you see them in Puerto Rico, the Caribbean, South Florida. I think there's a few in the Keys, but even in place like Miami or Tampa, where you start to see, that's like the areas where you start to see coconuts. Not Miami, but like North Florida, maybe Orlando into Tampa, and starting to get into Southern Florida, where you start to see coconuts, you will not see Cyrostachys renda. Maybe in the Keys or far southern Florida, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Cypress Pine, awesome. Yes, Cypress Pine's a cool species, but I bet there are tons of them there. Yeah, Dara, that's, yeah. Oh, you have a Jubea, awesome. Pungo Palm's nursery, by the way, in Virginia Beach, Virginia, has a massive, I don't want to say massive, because Jubea get huge, but at least as tall as me. It was like at least a good 6-foot Jubea chilensis. And he said he ordered some seed online. I don't know what happened. I think he tried soaking them or something. Anyways, I think he just tossed the seed in his yard, and one of them sprouted up. It's right next to his greenhouse at Pungo Palm's nursery in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And again, I still have to sometimes remember that is Virginia. You know, that's not some sort of crazy far off place, but that is, you know, I mean, that's like 3.5 hours from here. And I mean, it's crazy. Like Virginia, it's like a 10-minute drive to the Virginia border. You know, I can practically walk to Virginia. I could bike there. And then that's the same state that has this Pungo Palms nursery in Virginia Beach. It's crazy how diverse the state is. It's a great state. Certainly better than Maryland, I would say. But, you know, I like Maryland. It's where I'm from, where I live. Here's my Sago Palm. Endured some damage. Finally clipped off all those pretty much dead fronds. you know, not looking too bad. It was out here, saw down to the low 20s. I saw a bunch of them. They're pretty much, there are tons of them in Virginia Beach, and they didn't even look damaged really at all. So mine was not even out all winter, but it saw like the lowest temps we saw, but only for a little bit. Anyways, yeah, huge jubea at Pungo Palms Nursery. That was cool to see. Lanzarote has coconuts. Is that right? What is Lanzarote? Sounds familiar. Yeah. Closest place you could ever grow a coconut is probably you know, obviously Daytona Beach has some, but you know, very rare anywhere. You know, Daytona Beach is like the northernmost coconut supposedly in the Western Hemisphere. I mean, California I think is the official title, but you know, there's some in Daytona Beach, but really you don't see them until like South Florida. So yeah, very hard to protect. Haha, if you grow a yeah, I know. I don't really know much about cultivating lipstick palms. A dream of mine, which obviously is impossible. I won't say obviously is impossible, but if it's in California, it's pretty much impossible, is to grow every palm species out there. And I know that's like, I mean, you know, there's like Hyphorbia americalis, which has literally one specimen left. And I think we need to do something to try to save that and try to like hybridize it or something, at least. But obviously that's impossible, but I would love to have like a palm farm. And I think Cyrostachys is an incredibly, Certostachys, excuse me, is an incredibly beautiful species. And the red trunks are just stunning. So one of my favorite species in terms of looks, purely looks. I'm not going to say one of my favorite overall, I don't know, but I would love to try one. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that'd be obviously that'd be something if someone grew one of those in California. I wonder if anyone's ever tried them, because they're hard to come by in nurseries. So you'd have to be a palm expert probably to just try one. Canaries. Oh yeah. I know Las Palmas is the capital of the Canary Islands, but yeah, I know there's some big coconuts in the Canary Islands, the Portuguese autonomous regions of I believe both the Azores and Madeira. The Azores is further north. It's like the same latitude. It's like not much further south than here. It's something insane like that. But yeah, both of them have coconuts and big ones too. So that's pretty crazy. I've seen pictures of them. There's a giant thread of coconut pics of Madeira Island, which my grandma's from Portugal, so I've been to Portugal many times. My aunt still lives there. And beautiful place, lots of palms, and the islands, the overseas islands, have lots of coconuts. And I'd love for someone to try one in Lisbon or southern Spain, southern Portugal, those areas, because apparently someone said Lisbon's the warmest capital of Europe, and I believe it. Lisbon's incredible, by the way. Lots and lots of palms, lots of washies, and the Canary Island date palms, of course. Yeah, lipstick palms are tropical rainforest palms. They need. Yeah, I know. It's essentially impossible. I mean, purely to get the water needs. I mean, imagine I had year-round warm temperatures. I would have to, you know, like give them a lot of water every day, which is a resource that's becoming more and more scarce in California, in today's California, with the droughts and wildfire and etc. and climate change and everything like that. So, yeah, I know it's pretty much impossible, but you know, it would be awesome at least just to try. And even if it died, I don't know. It's a fantasy, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. I want to try it though. If I actually do move there, I'll make a commitment to say that I will try. I will try to try it. My humulus volcano is flowering at the moment. Darrow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. I've never. Mine's certainly not flowering. It's probably too young, but that's crazy. Yeah, you should, I think you need male and female do you need male and female to produce seed with Camerops? Because I think you do, because it's closely related to Trachycarpus. And Trachycarpus, apparently Trachycarpus was once included in the genus Camerops back in the day, but they changed that around once they got more knowledgeable. Palm genus family, by the way, is one of the families that has the most, you know, switchovers. They keep changing which genuses, keep creating new genuses and changing around the species and epithets and whatnot. So it is gets kind of confusing. A lot of and I've been reading about this, like a lot of nurseries still will refer to palms by old names, like for example, Roystonia, you know, the genus of royal palms. A lot of nurseries in Florida still refer to the Florida variant of Roystonea regia as Roystonea alata, because it used to be referred to as its own species, the Florida royal palm and the Cuban royal palm, and then they were merged into one species, and they started seeing the Florida variety of the species, which is native to Florida, as a variety of the Cuban species. But a lot of nurseries, most of them in fact, still use Roystonea alata, and you know, some professionals still think it should be called that, so it gets very confusing. Audio is great. Thanks Scruffy. Yep, Scruffy's my brother, by the way. If you see that profile pic, that is this guy right here. Sorry, he's on my shoulder. It's kind of hard to show. But I will sell the seed when they seed. Called Camerops excelsa. Yes, exactly. Exactly right. I know. I saw an old engraving that someone took, I guess of them in the wild, and they called it Camerops excelsa. It was labeled as such. So it's kind of interesting, from the 1800s, I believe. By the way, I remember someone saying that they started cultivating windmill. It was like because this has been something that's interesting for me, like, because the UK, Britain, Ireland are such ideal climates for, you know, the UK and Ireland are such ideal climates for tunae. I was wondering how long they've been cultivated there, and someone said they've been cultivated. There's a thread on Palm Talk on the history of palm cultivation, or at least trichycarbis cultivation, in the United Kingdom, and apparently they first planted them in 1843, which is actually surprisingly early for me. You know, I would have guessed it wasn't until probably like 1890 that they planted the first trichycarbis fortunei in the UK. But apparently 1843, I think they came back from an expedition in China, and brought seed back, and it grew. But that's pretty awesome. I would love to see a trichycarbis that old. I wonder what the oldest one in the UK is, or Ireland for that matter of fact. I bet they've been cultivated in Ireland for a while too. But yeah, pretty awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave the camera here for 1 second. I'm gonna go inside and put my bearded dragon back. Then I'm gonna go take a walk with you guys. I'm gonna show you guys some other palms and whatnot. By the way, speaking of selling seed, I want to start selling my some local Sago minor seed, because that's pretty much the only palm here that gets seed. Needle palms, kind of rare to find one with seed here. Mostly Sago minor. A lot of Sago minors have seed on them here in the DC area. So that's one I could actually readily get seed from. So I want to start selling them. I might start an eBay page. So if I do, I'll keep you guys posted. And that's obviously going to be some of the hardiest Sago minor seed you can find, because that's DC grown Sago minor seed. And you'll see seedlings in a lot of palm gardens, as you saw last weekend in Bartholdi Park in DC. There's seedlings everywhere from that Sago minor there. So yeah, lots and lots of seed. I've collected local DC seed. I collected some seed in Virginia Beach of Sago minor. But if I do start selling local DC Sago minor seed, that's going to be some, you know, that's obviously going to be some of the hardier Sago minor ecotypes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I want to start selling it, and I think I may. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave the camera there for 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I'm back. Hopefully you guys are still there. I'm gonna start walking now, but yeah, let's go see some awesome other exotic plants growing here. There's more Spanish moss back there, by the way, if you guys didn't see that. Yeah, kind of excited to be growing this. Honestly, I think the winters are the biggest issue. They're definitely hardy here. It's just that the summer is the biggest issue. They're definitely hardy here in the summer. The further north you go, it can be like a drought here, or like at least a dry period to them, to Spanish moss. Look at that. That is a cat on a leash. What the heck? I've never seen a cat on a leash before. All right. Beautiful Pinus strobus there. Beautiful juniper. You know, wild evergreen trees growing, because they are pretty rare. So yeah, beautiful Pinus strobus, eastern white pine. They still sell Trichycarpus palms at my local garden center. Really? Is that right? I thought they stopped using that term a while ago. That's interesting. That just goes to show what I was saying. Yeah, that is crazy. I had no idea. That's yeah, that's something. I've never ever seen them sold like that. I always see them as Trichycarpus fortunei. Occasionally, you'll see Trichycarpus wagnerianus or variety wagnerianus, but you know, fortunei variety, not wagnerianus. But that's kind of different. Yeah. Yep. And great. Oh, thanks. To get one of those sticks. It's sort of like a camera. Familiar with cabbage. Yep, that's growing just one block down from my house. See, I don't know if it's been there through the winter or what, because it does look a little brown, but I don't know how they make it. I don't know how they get it through the winters here, because I don't think it's hardy here, at least. I mean, certainly maybe in the mildest of winters, but I really don't know what they do. But kind of crazy. You do see them a lot as annuals or in planters and pots that people bring inside in winter. But yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, cordyline aren't hardy here. What are they hardy to? Like 8A, 8B, something like that. So there we go. That's another, look at that, another little cordyline right there. It just goes to show they're everywhere. And they are, you'll see them in pots a lot like that. Very common just to see tiny little cordylines in pots, but never seen a big one here. Unless you count that other one as big, but like, I mean a big trucking one here. But yeah, it's a bit cloudy here. You can see sort of like the clouds roll in and roll out. But yeah, weather's nice, a bit breezy, and just having a good time. Thanks for joining in, by the way. Internet. Oh yeah, sorry about that. It said internet connection. Hopefully it's better now. I don't know. Yeah. Did I see a monkey? Did you? I don't think so. I don't think that. No, there's no monkey puzzle trees here in DC. A big one, which I have a video. Is that what you're talking about? No, that's not a monkey. All right, there. I want one. I should plant one because I love monkey puzzles. But no, unfortunately, no one here has one. But there are a few in the DC area. Arcaria Araucana. I know you have one, Dara. Your monkey puzzle looks great. Monkey puzzles, they're gorgeous trees. I think they're incredible. They're really cool. Chilean pine. Even though they're not true pines. It's a willow oak, I'm pretty sure. My local park. Now you guys will see something familiar up here. A palm that I planted in my local park. I don't know why there's some random squash growing on the ground here. But I don't know why there's a random squash planted there. It's kind of strange. All right, here we have it. Here is a pretty awesome local palm. Oh, look, someone's been doing some digging around. Here, let me see this, a little bit of soil here. There we go. There we go. That's a beauty. And I stuck that little tag in there just so that you can see. That is a Sago Minor. Beautiful dwarf palmetto. What a nice palm. So yeah, that's from Pungo Palms Nursery. I bought 3 with the intention of planting one here at my local park, which I did, right next to the parking lot. I think it might be a little close to the parking lot. Do you guys think I should move it? I don't know. If I move it too far, then it'll be on the trail here. But yeah, that is a Sago Minor dwarf palmetto. Pretty awesome. Here in Montgomery County, Maryland. Very rare to see them in local parks here, so just doing my part to make this place a little palmier. Really awesome. Love them. Beautiful palms. All right, I'm gonna obviously keep my eye on it. And I planted some seedlings in here. Oddly enough, I know it's a really weird thing that I did, but you can see. Yeah, I put some I used to put some seedlings in there, Sago Minor, but they have not survived. They perished, fortunately. They were just little tiny seedlings. I just stuck them in the ground. No soil whatsoever. So I mean, no added soil. Did I? Yeah, I think it was that tree back there. Yeah, it's probably a pine or a conifer of some sort. They do look like, I mean, they call them Chilean pines for a reason. The monkey puzzles definitely look like pines. So yeah, a lot of pines planted here. You can see more Pinus strobus, eastern white pine, holly there, more pines, and various willow oak, various oak species. Another evergreen over there. I'm not sure the exact species there, but yep. 3 monkey puzzle trees, awesome. You know what? I say the more the merrier. So 3 is that's great because they do great in your climate. They do great in this climate, honestly, because there's a huge one in Georgetown, as I've said. I don't know the hardiness of them, but I know there's one in New York that looks a bit burnt every winter. I think at the Bronx Zoo. But, you know, if they can survive in New York City, they will, no question about it, be bulletproof here or in, obviously, where you are, Dara. So that's awesome. Yeah, monkey puzzles are cool trees. Oh, I'm gonna walk over here. Really? There's a monkey puzzle tree in a national park in Ireland, is that right? Really? That's crazy. I never knew that. Wow. I 60 foot, geez, that's a huge monkey puzzle tree. The one here is like, I don't know, maybe 20 foot, maybe 15, 20 at the most, maybe probably 15 feet. That is crazy. How did it get there? Is it naturalized, or is it a monkey puzzle trees naturalized there, or was it planted? Because, you know, most of our national parks here have just native species. They don't have, there are invasive species in some, not invasive, but a lot of introduced, like the national parks in Florida, coconuts, all 3 of them have coconuts in them. National park, some of our national parks have coconuts and other palm species that were introduced, and various other plants. But were they introduced there? Because I know they're planted a lot there. But are there groves of them, or is it just a singular tree? Because that's kind of interesting. I would love to see that. I bet it's beautiful. How far from you? No idea. Yeah, I don't know. But yep, that's awesome. I want to get a monkey puzzle tree, as I've said. I think they're stunning trees, and yeah, I mean, since they do well here, why not? There's a bunch of trees I want to get a southern live oak monkey puzzle. I would love to get a what else? Other palm species. I want to try a Sereno repens. You should get a Sereno repens, Dara. They're definitely going to be bulletproof in your climate. I saw several big ones in Virginia Beach. They're pretty much bulletproof there. They're apparently listed as hardy to zone 7 or something like that. Something crazy. So apparently there's supposedly one at the indoor courtyard at the, I always say indoor courtyard, the outdoor courtyard that's surrounded by the Botanic Garden. So it's a sheltered courtyard, but it's outdoors, completely exposed. But I mean, not completely exposed. It's exposed, but you know, partly sheltered at the Botanic Garden. There's a mature waggy there, big mature sable minor and needle palm, and also supposedly a Sereno repens. At least someone said 10 years ago. There was a 10-year-old post that I saw that said there's supposedly a Sereno repens there. That was 10 years ago. I don't even know if it was there then. It very well may not be there now. Cross really quickly. Yep. Absolutely, Dara. They are very prickly. They are very prickly, prickly plants, and nothing compared to the prickly pear, though, which is what I'm going to show you guys. There's a eastern prickly pear patch up here. This is where I got mine from. Just they had fallen out of the patch, and I just grabbed them, and they have these tiny little thorns called clutches that stick in your thumb. I say they stuck in my thumb. They stick in your fingers and your skin, and they can irritate your skin if you don't get them out. So they are easy to remove. I was able to remove them with my thumb, but you have to have good sight and be able to see them. These tiny little thorns. They don't really hurt. They just sort of, you can feel them pressing against your skin. They're tiny little things. But yeah, really awesome. Native eastern prickly pear. And yes, they are yeah, monkey puzzle trees. I remember the one in Georgetown near me. I remember, you know, grabbing it, and it was certainly very prickly. Are Sereno repens? Yes, they are. In fact, up until very recently, they were included in the genus Sable, but were moved by palm taxonomists. I'm not sure exactly who, but yes, they are very similar to the genus Sable and in the same subfamily. Yes, very similar and very hardy. So yeah, look at this. So this is the local patch of eastern prickly pear. This is a native cactus to my county. So it's native like 10 minutes from here, and maybe it was native here before development occurred. And it is evergreen, like all cactus. It's an evergreen, but it sort of shrivels up in winter, and then it plumps back up in spring and summer. So you can see it's planting even more plump. But you can see how it sort of sticks up like that. It was just all lying down flat and wrinkled in winter, and this pad is huge. Look at this thing. So here, I'm gonna try to. I don't know if you can see the little hairs there. Yeah, you see those little hairs. Those are those hairs that will stick into your skin. Those things can hurt, and excuse me, they don't really hurt, but yeah, it's less pleasant. So this isn't really someone's. I don't know if it's someone's yard or what. Little pine here. It's like loblolly maybe. Sorry. A lot, yes, a lot of cactus here. Lot and lot. More there and back there. I love cacti, I think they're awesome. And here we have more little succulents. I'm not exactly sure the species of this, but the cacti's eastern prickly pear, a punchy humifusa, native from Florida all the way to Ontario into the Midwest. Now, I don't know how far west. I think maybe even to like New Mexico or something. Somewhere very far. It is a giant range. So from the tropics to the basically almost to the subarctic. So yeah, from Ontario, from Sandor's Poem to the land of coconuts down in South Florida. So huge range. Typically grows in sort of exposed, poor soil areas, like a lot of shrubby areas. Here it grows along the Potomac River in exposed, sort of sandy soil along the rocks and boulders above the river, along the Billy Goat Trail, which is this local trail. And yeah, it grows in exposed sites with poor climate, typically. It's poor soil, but yeah, native to right here. So really awesome. And here we have, so this is what I did last time. You see these pads that have fallen off. I just took one home. I want to be careful. I don't prick myself. You can see there's one of those little things stuck in my, see there. Yeah, I got one of those things stuck in my finger. Got one of those things stuck in my finger, but I want to try to take this pad home. All right, I'm gonna take this with me. I already have a grip on it, so if I get this thing stuck, it's my fault, but there we go. I'm taking a relic home. Isn't that a nice one? Nice big pad. So see, some of them just fall off, and the thing is that they root in incredibly easily. So some people say you have to stick them in the ground, like vertically to the ground. You don't even have to do that. You can just lie them on top of the ground, and they'll most likely root in. All succulents, specifically cacti, are incredibly easy to propagate, which is just something I love about them. So you just take each of those pads that you saw there. There were like hundreds of pads in that patch there. Each of those can create its own cactus. You just snip them off, or they fall off. See, I don't like to snip them off because that might be someone's property. But if they've already fallen off, I will take, so like before I took I think 4 pads and brought them home. And you see each of those little brown nubs sometimes they do have, a lot of the brown nubs do have those little spines called glotches on them. So you do want to be careful, and I got one stuck in my finger, but they're easy to remove. They just sort of stick out, and you can yank them out with your finger. I would recommend tweezers because sometimes you can push them in deeper, but yeah, that's a thing. Have you tried bamboo? No, I have not. There is a lot of bamboo here in the DC area. Several invasive species. There's actually 3 native species of bamboo to Maryland, which is kind of crazy. When I was in Montgomery National Park in South Carolina, I took videos of this wild sable miner there, and there's native bamboo there. So I've not tried any native or invasive or exotic bamboo, but I should. The reason I haven't is native or non-native bamboo spreads very fast, like musabaju on steroids. It spreads really fast. So I don't want to have a huge clump of it growing. But yeah, I don't know. I like bamboo a lot. I do like it. It's, especially the bamboo palm, and it's very palm-like. So that's what I like about it. It's very palm-like, like a clumping palm kind of. So I do like it. I can't say I don't. Have not yet. Beautiful. Thank you, Dara. Yes, here's the treasure I've taken home. I have golden bamboo and black bamboo and another type. Awesome. Black bamboo is awesome. I love black bamboo. I've seen it. There's some growing right over there. See those high rises there? That's right near my house in Maryland, just outside of DC. Huge buildings there. And there is black bamboo planted in some of the potters there. They have some. So black bamboo is awesome, pretty hardy, and yeah, love it. That's awesome, Dara. Yeah, I don't know the exact species of bamboo, but there's a couple of invasive species here, and a lot of bamboo in our forests here. But yeah, I think that's a pretty nice pad. I like bamboo, so And then if I move to California, maybe I'll try some of the tropical species of bamboo. I know, obviously, the dry climate sort of prevents it from spreading a little bit, which may be good, but it also may brown the leaves. But yeah, really nice. Glad I got a pad. Last time I had a plastic bag to put them in, but I wasn't expecting to take any home, but I did. It's like a palm enthusiast. When you go to a garden center, you always take home more than you asked for. So, yep. Here's my local park. Lots of conifers here, planted here. This is my local tennis courts. I play here sometimes. And yep, nice local park. I'm gonna end it in just a little bit, but I just want to bring this cactus pad back to show you, plant it in the ground somewhere where it's not gonna be disturbed. Woolmy pine. Yes, absolutely. It is. That's a cool species. Don't have any, but I'm sure there are some here. Yeah, absolutely, very hardy. That's a nice big pad. I like it. I really like it. Probably a good 4 inches right there. It's very rare. Right. Yes, I know. I've never seen it here. Is it? I feel like I've heard of it in maybe one of the botanic gardens here has it, but. Right, yeah. You know, I don't know where to find any of it. But, do you have a Woolmy pine? How rare is it? Can you find it in any, online or anywhere? Is anyone selling it? Look at this beautiful pine. That is a beauty. Here's something I'm sure you're familiar with. Dara, an Irish native, yes, Irish native. That is the English ivy heterohelix, which is, you know, obviously an incredibly invasive species here. This is not my home, but just gonna show you guys really quickly. Local musabaju, look at that, starting to shoot. That is my neighbor's musabaju right there. Pretty awesome. It's like 2 houses down from me. Very hard to find. Got it, yeah. Yeah, I don't know that species too well, but I've heard of it, and I feel like I know someone who had it. Or I saw a video of someone who had it. Yeah, pretty awesome though. I would love to try to find one. All right, Dara, thank you for joining in. I think I'm going to end it right up here after I plant this, just stick it in the ground. But thank you so much for joining in. That was awesome. It was great getting to show you guys my garden. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's done so far. How my palms and exotic plants have done. By the way, sorry. Here's something a little. Pungo Palms Nursery. That's an agave lechigila, by the way. Look at that. Tiny agave. Not a great spot for it. I might move it. But it's doing all right. I got that because we didn't have any change left at Pungo Palms Nursery. The guy didn't have any change. And he gave me that for free. Or he didn't, not for free, but he tossed it in. So we didn't have any change. All right, no spines stuck in my hand. Let's get this guy in the ground. Got my California Republic hat. Yep, ivy is a nightmare. Yes, exactly. Although in Ireland, I mean, it's a native species, so I don't know. I mean, it definitely does choke the plants in Ireland still, but sort of more regulated there by the other species. You know, here it just grows unregulated, and I mean, it's really crazy. If you come to anywhere in the eastern United States, you will find ivy on a lot of the trees, and same with kudzu. I don't know which is worse. I think kudzu is worse, but both are bad invasive species. Thankfully, it wasn't the Irish that brought it here. It was the Brits. So we don't have you to blame. We have the Brits to blame for bringing the invasive bamboo here. I mean, the invasive ivy. No, I don't know who brought the bamboo here. If it was immigrants from Asia who brought the invasive, you know, the Asian species of bamboo that are invasive. All right, here we go. See, we just stick it in later like that. I might tap, you know, I might take a little bit more, but that's basically how you do it. You just stick it in there, and it will root in. So really awesome. I'm so glad I got the little pad there. And small Mediterranean. That California cap is dope. Thanks, thank you. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a California person at heart. I'm live in the DC area now, but I hope to move to California one day. That's where my heart is. I love California. It is it's an incredible place. And I was just in LA recently for a doctor's appointment, actually. I flew out there because I'm part of an allergy program out there, and I made some videos of the incredible palms and exotic plants there. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I just got online, got the you know, khaki colored California hat. Looks kind of like a dog more than a bear, but you know, it's so small, so I like it. I like it a lot. That's why I got it. Thanks, Dara. Yep, the Brits and they invaded Ireland back in the 1800s, 1700s. So yeah, they do invade everything. But you know what? We broke free from them, and so did you. So did the Irish. So yeah, that's nice. But no, but the Brits are cool. They there's a lot of cool, a lot of incredible palms in Britain. You know, Trusco Abbey Gardens is a dream of mine, place to go. But they definitely do invade everything. And I mean, I don't know why they had to bring their ivy with them to decorate the homes. They just let it grow. And apparently it compromises the structural integrity of a building. When you put it growing against like wood or brick, it can crack it, and it can actually harm the structure and make it less structurally sound. So I don't know why the Brits brought it here, and now it's just plagued our forests, especially in the more urban areas where you have like bits and pieces of parkland. So yeah, kind of unfortunate, but no, I'm not offensive to the bear. It's the I'm offensive to the designer who made the hat. Every single California hat, they somehow make it look. I'm just comparing it to the actual California flag, which I love. All the hats that you find online, I wasn't able to find one that actually looked. You know, it looks kind of like a dog. The actual flag looks like a bear, of course, and they did a great job. And it's a real bear, actually. It's in the California State Museum, something like that. It's a real, actual bear that they modeled it after, which has apparently gone extinct since. So the California brown bear, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. They did a pretty good job. It's a nice hat. I like it a lot. And yeah, sort of represents, my love for palms, because California's got it all. You've got coconuts in some parts, because people do grow coconuts there. And then you've got all the way up to the most hardy palm growing possible. And then you've got, even areas too cold for palms to grow and protected. So California's awesome. I love how mountainous it is. I love mountains and all the different elevation, topography, climates, etc. So yeah, I love it. And all right, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for joining in. Small Mediterranean. Thanks for joining in. All right. This one looks, yes, a bit mutated. Absolutely. All right. Keola Island-wide star. Sounds like Bigfoot Squad, but all right, we'll have to see. Anyways, thanks for joining in. All right, folks, take care. I'm thinking I'm going to end it here, but yeah. Just here in my garden in Maryland, just north of Washington, D.C. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Have a good one.